Hello everyone, back for another update here. That snowstorm has arrived. And this is the road. It's completely covered with several inches of snow. Plow has not been by yet. They already have close to 6 inches. And still heavy snow falling. And today is February 11th, 2025. And I am on a walk down the road in front of my house here. Yeah, again, it is completely covered with about 3 or 4 inches of snow on the road surface. And I'm taking a rare opportunity. I mean, if I had cross-country skis, this would be perfect right now. So yeah, I was a little skeptical yesterday because sun was shining, temperature was up in the mid-40s. It looked deceptively like the storm wasn't going to come. And then woke up this morning, already a couple of inches on the ground. And temperature's hovering right around 31, 32 right now. And I'm able to walk right down the middle of this road, and the only thing that might come is the plow truck, maybe, at some point. Right now, you'd need a 4-wheel drive to get through here. It has not been plowed yet. So what is going to happen with the weather? It's obvious. You look at this video, many areas of the northern hemisphere are getting very wintry weather. The sun is quieting down. The counts are artificially elevated that they're putting out. People are panicking. The sun is already starting to shut down toward the next minimum. They don't want to admit it. I mean, we're down under 100 sunspots. The official count is 106 this today that I looked at, but I looked at the images. There's only 4 regions that are active right now. So really, the count is probably around 50 or 60. And they had 4 regions numbered and listed that I saw no visible sunspots. And the active region in the northern hemisphere is rotated off the disk, away, not facing Earth anymore. Cosmic ray count has come back up to minus 6%. Really, the cycle has not been much stronger than 24. Really, it has not been so far. We had 1 month over 200 back last August in sunspots. And the rest of the months have been 150 and below. Yeah, it might be a little bit stronger, but I think a lot of the counts are being inflated. Yeah, the cosmic ray count did come down a few percentages lower than cycle 24, according to the data. But that's the reason I did say if the sun got quieter, the weather would get more interesting toward the end of winter, the second half of winter. That if the sun remained quieter, the weather would get a lot less boring, a lot more interesting. Not to say it has been boring, but January was one of the driest months on record for many areas of the east. Well under an inch of precip most places, and most of that fell as snow, by the way. Yeah, as you can see, I can barely see my house even from here. I walked only a quarter mile, so it is coming down. Probably going to end up with a foot of snow here, because there's some very heavy precipitation to the west of here heading this way. And the only way we'll come out of this without a foot is if it changes over sooner. It's not looking likely. There's a good chance we're going to end up with at least 10 inches here. We already got close to 6. This is a rare opportunity to walk down this road, completely snow covered. But this isn't the end of the snow. Yeah, we might get some rain at the next system. But the next system's going to dump a lot of snow on areas that have not seen much this winter and bring their levels up to above average, such as Michigan, Iowa, Illinois. Northern New England's going to get a lot of snow coming up. And yeah, we might get a rain, but it's probably going to be a cold rain out of those systems. And then next week, the storm track's going to drop south again. We could end up with more of these scenarios. I mean, this storm today alone is going to bring us above normal on snowfall for the season here. And it's not out of the question we could get a couple more storms like this before spring, even here, that bring this amount of snow. But look at the beauty of clinging to the bushes. So as far as I know, here locally, this is probably going to be the biggest snowstorm since 2016, I think. So 9 years. So I am walking again down a road that normally is a state highway. There are 3 to 4 inches on the road surface. Thankfully, nobody's out without a 4-wheel drive. Nobody has come by here in hours. Everybody's smart here, staying off the roads. Yeah, I'm basically recording this weather event. And I already look like the abominable snowman. It's snowing so hard that I'm covered already. And I'm going to try to get a shot of Potts Creek here. Potts Creek down below. Look at this tree covered in snow. So, yeah, I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time. I'm going to get my driveway cleared before this compacts, because it is supposed to, we are supposed to get a change over to freezing rain or rain later. And I certainly don't want to have to shovel slush again, but the difference this is, it is going to warm up the next few days here. So it's not going to all freeze, at least. Like what happened back in January. But still, there's going to be a lot of snow. We're going to probably, like I say, get at least 10 inches here by the looks of it. We already got 6. And we got a lot of heavy precipitation to our west, which is likely mostly going to fall as snow when it gets here. So, yeah, I'm thinking probably 10 to 12 inches here. So for all those who said it was never going to snow again last year, and even the meteorologist I met last year in person, which I didn't dispute him openly, he told me that it's going to be very hard to get a winter weather event in the northeastern or eastern U.S. from this point on in our lifetimes because of global warming. That's actually what he said. And I said, well, don't let your guard down. I told him, I said, don't let your guard down on this stuff. He said, yeah, maybe for the mountains, but not for here in Richmond, which is Virginia. But the weather goes in cycles, snowfall goes in cycles, long and short term. It fluctuates from decade to decade, from year to year. And it has nothing to do with man's activities and everything to do with the sun and other factors that are not totally understood. But a lot of it is variations in solar output as far as the short-term fluctuations that we see. And if the sun doesn't get very active again, this is what we're going to see is seen in the next decade, much more when we go into the next minimum of solar activity. I mean, we're in the maximum now. But a lot of this is cumulative because 24 was a very weak cycle. The oceans are losing their heat. The Tonga eruption effects are wearing off. And weather manipulation has taken even more heat out of the oceans than should have been by now. So we're going to see cooling in the next 10 years. Good possibility, unless the sun does some unexpected things. So that's going to be it for this video. I got to get back. I'm turning into the abominable snowman here. I will be back soon.